Assalamualaikum and greetings. We are presenting a research entitled Bacterial Growth as a Microbiological Harms in Halal Food, an Integrated Preventive Concept from MAQASID Syariah. And this study have been conducted by Dr. Muhammad Amzari Tumiran, Mr. Muhammad Zaid Daud, Dr. Norfar Hani Zarmani, and Madam Zulaifa Ruzulan from Academy of Contemporary Islamic Studies, University Technology Mara UiTM Shah Alam Selangor. For introduction, bacteria are predominantly single-cell, free-living creatures. They are belong to the realm of prokaryotic bacteria and constitute a large community. When it comes to bacterial populations, balance exists when the population of beneficial bacteria is greater than the population of harmful bacteria. However, bacteria are also microbiological organisms, and along with viruses, mycotoxins, and parasites, they are one of the most important ways that food can be damaged by microbiological organisms. Bacteria are responsible for most illnesses that are spread through food and cause pain and damage, especially in the intestines. The Islamic concept of halal, which means a lawful, and tayyib, which means good quality, are referred to in both the Quran and the Hadith. These ideas are the basis for the standards of quality that apply to food. The fundamental guidelines of halal and tayyib demonstrate intolerance in significant areas like cleanliness, safety, and quality of the food. Halal is an Arabic word that signifies permitted or lawful by Sharia. It also refers to items that are permitted for consumption inside the Muslim community, such as foods and services. In the context of food and its products, it refers to the logistic of the business, the composition of the ingredients, the descriptions used in the industry, and any possible mixing with other goods. Additionally, it denotes that it has not been polluted with anything that the Sharia regards as impure. For instance, the term halal meat, which can be consumed, refers to meat that come from animals that have been slaughtered in accordance with Sharia law. The Shariah, which is the law system of Islam, is implemented in Muslim societies to bring righteousness and benefits to human beings. The purpose of Maqasid Sharia is to protect the interests and fulfill the necessities of human beings in this world and the next. Maqasid Sharia is a reference to the purpose and objective that Allah has set in each law. This purpose and objective are to achieve individual and community happiness, preserve the law, and further prosper the world to achieve a high level of perfection, goodness, progress, and civilization. The term microbiological harm in food refers to microbiological variables in food, which can include a number of different microorganisms that have a negative impact on food and the people who consume it. Most of the time, these bad microbiological effects lead to some of the main signs and symptoms of a disease. Microorganisms cause a lot of damage, which is a big reason why pathogens that get into people's bodies through food make them sick. The following are some of the difficulties related to food safety, which is the idea of food management, the method of preparing and or utilizing food items, and food security for consumers. For the research objective, this study aimed to review and refine the concept of microbiological harm in halal food as a preventive concept from a Maqasid Sharia perspective. The concept of Maqasid Sharia can be applied to the prevention of bacterial reproduction through basic maslahah, or we call it daruriyyah, which involve the care and preservation of four main aspects, namely preserving life or hifz al-nafs, preserving the mind or hifz al-aql, preserving descendants or hifz al-nasab, and preserving property or hifz al-mal. For preserving lives, to Muslims, spiritual well-being is of paramount importance. Islam considers the preservation of human life to be one of the MAQASID SYARIAH in its application to human beings. Maintenance of basic bodily functions includes securing adequate nutrition. Humans have an innate requirement for consuming food. Thus, according to Islamic law, everyone has a religious obligation to consume food. Preserving the mind. In Islam, the good preservation of mental health is an important part of living a good life. There's a critical necessity to maintain good mental health because it affects how people act. The health and behavior of persons with a certain neurological illnesses such as autism may be affected by bacteria in the gut. Cortisol has been shown to play a role in the communication between the stomach and the brain's microorganism. Cortisol, also known as the stress hormone, is a bioindicator of stress levels in human and other mammals. The third claim of Maqasid Sharia for preserving descendant is that stopping bacteria from reproducing is the best way to keep descendant alive. Some traits that were thought to be passed down through the parents' genes are actually caused by bacterial DNA that is passed from the mother to the baby soon after birth. Inflammatory bowel illness in neonates, such as Crohn's disease, is an example of a disease that can be transferred through this inheritance. It is related to low intestine level of disease defense antibodies, which helps fight germs. It is hypothesized that these symptoms are inherited from the mother's parents' genes. For preserving property, preventing the spread of this bacteria is a requirement of Maqasid Sharia, which also stipulates that one must maintain one's property. The food business suffers losses as a result of ruined food products brought about by bacterial growth. When it becomes clear that a product poses a threat to customers' health and safety, the industry is required to issue a recall. In this case, the manufacturer loses credibility with government regulators and suffers the consequences when customers sue over medical bills related to their illnesses. In conclusion, the results of this study show that Islam, as explained by Maqasid Sharia, takes different things into account when it's come to the idea of preventing bacteria, which one of the main microbiological harms that can be found in food. It is recommended that in the course of future research, the microbiological harm prevention concept can be extended to cover additional type of microorganisms such as viruses, parasites, and mycotoxins produced by molds. And lastly, the authors wish to express gratitude to the Academy of Contemporary Islamic Studies, University Technology Mara for technical support, and Intelligentsia Resources for organizing the conference. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.